Did the pressure on the Houston Texans increase overnight, and CJ Stroud puts on an epic display at the podium, takes us inside the huddle, and seems to have a little confidence about him? Let's go inside the locker room.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the locker room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey. Locker room. Yeah, we in the locker room.
Expectations not overly high for the Texans, but did the expectations increase overnight? It is the locker room, number one source for Texans daily digital content. I'm Landry Locker. You can hear me Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 Central on Sports Radio 610. You can also watch me on Twitch as well as right here on YouTube. Just check out the Sports Radio 610 channel. Going to have a Texans special guest straight off the practice field today. We have that throughout the week. So if you want the best radio content in Houston and you want the best Texans digital content, you've come to the right place. The Texans don't have high immediate expectations, but I do feel that the pressure for the Texans in the short term has increased with the buzz that's going on in the city. And the Texans can't compete with the Houston Astros. I'm not breaking news there. The Texans have been one of the worst organizations in sports the last few years. The Astros, they're on one of the best runs in the history of baseball. And they're not going to compete at this point. But this is a football town. But it has become a football town where, because of a lot of the organization's sins of the past, there are trust issues. The vibes at NRG have been very meh. I'm a little bit surprised by it. I thought it would be a little bit better than it's been, but it's been very meh. And now with the Texans sitting at 2-3 and facing a New Orleans Saints team, the future might be bright, but the short term, it could be disastrous if the Texans don't pull this one off on Sunday. And allow me to explain it. The Texans are going to play on Sunday at noon. After the Texans play at noon, the ALCS is going to start in town. And the Astros are going to be playing in the ALCS for the seventh time in a season in which there were plenty of reasons to get frustrated. They have a chance to return to the World Series, and they're doing so against a team up 45. This is the most significant matchup in the history of Dallas versus Houston. The Rockets have met the Mavericks a few times in the playoffs. 1987-88 when Dallas won in 4, 2004-2005 when Dallas won in 7, and then 2014-15 when the Rockets won in 5. But outside of that, the Rangers and Astros at their best, one was good, one was bad, and at other times they weren't even in the same league. So you haven't had this significant of a buzz locally when it comes to the rivalry between Houston and Dallas. It just hasn't really happened. I know the Texans won their first game against the Cowboys, but that's not a rivalry or anything like that. So the Astros have an opportunity to captivate the entire city. And while they're doing that, the Texans are going to be on their bye week. So the Astros are going to have, like, let's say the Texans fall to the Saints and they fall to 2-4. And I'm not expecting NRG to be cranked up or anything like that. It'd be nice if it was, but I'm not expecting that. If they lose and they go to 2-4, then the Astros are going to have all week to be in the ALCS. And if they win the ALCS, they're going to be in the middle of the World Series the next time the Texans take the field. And oh, by the way, that's going to be on the road. So the pressure is up. The Texans, you're not going to get the biggest chunk of pie during a historic run like this. The future does appear to be bright. But as great as it is that the Astros are back in the World Series, I do think it kind of increases the short-term pressure of the Houston Texans. Please subscribe, like, ride along. It is the Locker Room, number one source for Texans daily digital content. That's about the short term. Long term, you feel pretty good because you think you have a quarterback in CJ Stroud. One of the best days of the week, CJ Stroud podium day. He did not disappoint. Let's listen to CJ Stroud react to some of the stuff he said, including just some epic stuff on what happened when the Texans took the lead in Atlanta on Sunday. Here's the quarterback. Let's pause and react here in the locker room.
A perfectionist, yes, I would. It's hard to live like that, but I just put pressure on myself and just try to be the best prepared as I can. So, yeah, I would say I'm perfectionist, but it's hard doing that. I'm really hard on myself, which is a good thing, but I'm trying to be more accepting of my flaws and like plays I don't make. But at the same time, I'm not. I'm a perfectionist. I can't even sugarcoat it. But yeah.
Does seem patient though for a perfectionist. There's a lot of perfectionists that would force the ball a lot more. He does seem a lot more patient, calm, cool, and collective out there. Here's more from CJ.
What are some of the challenges of the Saints defense? And does it seem like one of the better?
All right, comes the breakdown.
Yeah, I definitely think they're definitely top 5 defense, all around, run game, pass game. They do everything really well. They play as one. You can tell they play as one unit. Their DBs are really good. Number one, Marshawn Lattimore, Tyrann Matthews, really smart. I think they're getting the other safety, number 9, back, or is another 9, number 6. Um, I think his name is Neil, something Neil or something like that. Really good player. D-line is really stout. Cam Jordan is really good. Brian Brzee, who I actually played in the All-American Bowl, I think, in high school. Somebody I got to know over the recruiting process and then over the draft and everything. Really good player. So all around, man, they're really stout. Demario Davis is the head of that. He's a great player. Former teammate of mine, Pete Warner, their will linebacker, very athletic, very good with getting his hands on the ball. So, man, we got to be on our A game. Definitely a great defense.
He always knows every single player on the other team on defense, which might not be unique. It's just good breakdowns.
Really good. Saints have this wide receiver who we know very well.
He's all right. No, I'm just kidding.
Chris Olave, so good. How often you guys still have communicate?
How wild is it, the receivers that CJ Stroud has thrown to? He's about to talk about Chris Olave, who might be the best receiver that the Texans have faced this year, depending on how you feel about Calvin Ridley. The 5, by the time all said and done, he will have thrown to probably 5 or 6 first round picks, which was something that you kind of mentioned when he was coming in the NFL as, okay, how good is this guy? But he's made Nico Collins and Tank Dell better. Although it will be interesting to see how Nico Collins handles the press man coverage that I think he's going to see a little bit more of. But man, just what a list of receivers. Here's him on Olave.
Nah, Chris is that guy, man. He's definitely, in my opinion, a top 5 receiver, top 10 receiver in this league. He shows it week in and week out. I think defenses are trying to take away his big playability, so they often double him or back up to not give him those shots. But man, I think he's very slept on with his route running. He has great routes, very clean body language, gets in and out of his breaks really fast, and he makes every route look the same, which is really hard on DBs. Plays at 1 speed, and that's just really fast. And I think his hands are underrated. He catches everything. Like, you just give him a chance. He gets his hand on, he probably gonna catch it. So, yeah, that's my guy, man, for life. He's a good dude. Still talk to him every once in a while. And excited to see him. I think I seen him when we played in preseason, so it'd be cool to play against him.
CJ, you played so well so far this season, but what did you learn in that late touchdown drive that you led the team on? What did you learn about yourself?
Take a little more off the clock. Nah, that's okay. All jokes aside, just learn. This
A lot of people wanted you to do that. Take a little more off the clock.
this league is what you make it. Is what you put in is what you get out. I put in a lot of work throughout the week with my teammates. We do an extra 2-minute drill, 4-minute drills. We have things called bleed situations where we want to end the ball at the half, have the ball at the end of the half, or points. So a lot of different situational things that we've been doing since OTAs, and the fruit of your labor is starting to show up on publicly when it was just private for a long time. Like the saying, whatever is done in the dark comes to light, is true. So there's a lot of work that's been put in from not only myself but from my teammates. And then I think we all trust each other. That's something I think pops up on our film, like the trust I have in our receivers and our O-line. Our running backs have trust in how they're going to block. We all play as one. I think that's something that pops up on the film if you cut on our tape, is how we all want to play for each other. So that last drive kind of was a testament to that, and hopefully if we get put in that situation again, we do the same thing or even better. And hopefully we don't get in those situations anymore and just handle business before that. So it was good to see it on tape, though.
Robert Wood said that you told the huddle. You told them what they were going to do with the Falcons. And you told Dalton, be ready.
This is the good stuff. This is the Sandlot football, perhaps money quote from CJ Stroud. This is impressive.
I don't want to give out all my secrets, but
Real impressive.
I just had I think it's like a gut feeling that you get like in between the games. So me and Bobby had a conversation on the sideline about like a certain route that we wanted to do, and we didn't have it in at practice. I just felt like in those big time situations, the guys that Jesse Bates is a great player, like super good, really instinctive. Like he almost picked me off on the he like did some weird 360 turn. It's the first time I've seen that, so now I got it in my bank, and hopefully he don't ever get me again. But playing against him like keeps you honest, and I knew that he was going to try to make the play of the game and try to take it away. But like previous film study, I was watching film on like a big time third down situation, and just seeing that they're in like this quarters matchy like cover forward look, and I told Dalton to do a certain thing in his route that I thought would get us not only the first down but a touchdown. So we were on the same page, and I'm literally trying to like break down exactly what I want from him in the huddle. And at first I don't think it registered, and then he was like, "Okay, I get it." So Dalton's really smart and made a hell of a route. But yeah, man, just being instinctive, just trying to put my guys in the best position to make plays and win games. And that instant, like it was really special. And Bobby and them were really happy on the sideline, and he was a part of that too. Talking on the sideline with him, I told him that I was thinking about doing it, and he was like, "Man, if you feeling it, go ahead and make a play." So made the play, and is what it is.
That's unbelievable. So that's film study, seeing what they did, trust of your teammates to set up the play, ability to communicate with your teammates to where they do the right thing, and then trust from your coach to where he lets you do that in that situation. That's epic right there. That's why long term you feel good. And that's why the legend of CJ Stroud has grown even more yesterday than it did today, despite yesterday than it did before that. And it was really pretty high. He was already getting praise. That's just epic stuff. Let's hear a little bit more from CJ. Gosh.
How hard is it for you to be able to, flush that loss out of your system so quick to be able to
You flush it out of your system.
take in what just happened?
Yeah, it's a mixture. I think, like I've told y'all before, like by Monday or Tuesday, I'm usually over the game and on to the next one. And in this league, that's what you have to do because the next opponent is just as good or even better. So for us, like we were like, dang, man, we did some special things. We need some things that we need to clean up. We shouldn't have been in that situation anyways. We should have scored more points. It is what it is, though. Like now we got to move on and play the Saints and take the good things that we did and make those better, and take the bad things that we did and fix those things and play solid, sound Texan football. So there was some good things that we talked about in that moment, but definitely want to get the win in that. And I feel like the reason we didn't win was because we didn't score on offense enough, and we need touchdowns in this league, not field goals. So.
CJ, you just kind of going through that, what you were telling Dalton to do on that touchdown. Is that just you balling, or is that maybe a testament of
Johnny, is that just you balling?
Is that a moment you look back on and say, you know what, the offense is clicked for me now, and I felt comfortable enough to do that?
Yeah, I would say it's a little bit of both. I think I'm starting to get a little comfortable with this offense and playing fast and giving
Starting
input
to.
Bobby and our coaches on the offensive side of the ball.
Starting to get comfortable with this offense.
I think now they're starting to trust me with the ball, and I think when you're doing that, it's a recipe for success, and that's how big-time plays and big things happen in a season, is when coaches and players finally mesh and trust each other, because it doesn't just happen right away, and that's just life. So, but for me, man, it's just as quick as you get comfortable, you can get uncomfortable in this league. So I'm keeping the pressure on myself. Like y'all was saying, I'm trying to be a perfectionist in everything that I do. I want every rep at practice. I want to do it full speed. I don't want to take anything off. And I think like back to my routine is what's going to get me to play better and be better in certain games and situations. So, yeah, it's a little bit of everything, just getting to feeling like myself again, playing this game at a high level really fast, and helping my guys around me. I think that's my biggest job, is to make everybody around me better. So a little bit of both.
Hey, CJ. Hey, CJ. Two-part question. One, what did you know about John Mechie before you got here? And two, what has it been like just getting to know him?
We can get the Mechie
So,
stuff.
man, it's been a blessing to work with Mitch, and we spent a lot of time off the field as well, just chilling together as boys. So, Mitch is my brother, man.
CJ, you and Tank and with the French.
Be interesting. Take Dell, concussion protocol. Mechie could see an increased role though. Let's keep an eye on that. And Mechie's had a couple of catches. It seems like there's a different energy when Mech catches the rock.
The connection on the field. How tough is it to not have him out there and just adjust to having other receivers and using other guys incorporating him?
Yeah, it's tough. I wish Tank was out there, man. He's definitely one of our best receivers. A great player, and me and him have special future to come. So, but this just like somebody goes down, next man up. Somebody else got to be ready, and I feel like we answered the bell when it came to that on Sunday, and now we got to do it again. And I mean, I think maybe
Do we?
Tank might play. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh, breaking
what's really
news.
going on. So you never know what can happen. He might be able to play. So whatever happens, I know whoever steps up will be ready.
CJ, you talked about last one, sorry. Okay. Earlier you were asked about, knowing the offense and, being able to control the offense. When, as a quarterback, when do you know that it's okay? Now this is my offense. I know exactly what to do, exactly where everybody should be, and how to lead that offense.
That's a great question. Me personally, I think it's a certain look you get in the huddle from like vets and guys who've done it and been there before. Like for me in college, like I remember starting off, we were really good, and we ended up losing to Oregon. And I still played decently in that game, played pretty well, and I remember like still getting hate from it, and guys like would like just rally around me, and I was like, all right, man, like this is my offense, I got this. And then now, like in this offense, like when I get in the huddle and I'm saying the plays, like guys are looking me right in my eyes, like it feel like they trust me more than they did maybe in the preseason or like week 1, week 2. So I definitely think like when you put it on the field, that's when like guys in the building and the organization and front office, the coaches, the players, like everybody, even the chefs look at you different. So for me, like I just want to keep building trust and keep putting it on the field and keep playing well, because I know I can and I have that confidence in myself. But just as quick as you get comfortable and want to think that your stuff doesn't stink, that's when you get shot. So or make a mistake that you shouldn't make. So for me, I'm just staying on the little details and get better every day. But yeah, I think that's what I've been feeling, just more trust from everybody.
Can I ask just a quick one? How close do you feel like y'all are getting Damon?
I hope so soon, man. Yeah, he's running really hard, so just got to be more sound from me calling the plays to executing it. So it should be soon. Yeah, DP's a great back. So, all right, man.
Oh, there you go. I was talking about the run game. Yeah, they need that run game. Right now, 3 yards a carry. That's last in the league. So they got to figure that out. Dameon Pierce is averaging less than that. There's CJ Stroud. Again, pressure increases. He seems up for it. We'll see if he can handle it or not against the New Orleans Saints. Some good stuff on the state of the offense, his confidence level, as well as what went down in Atlanta. Do you feel there's more pressure on the Texans? Do you feel they can live up to it? Subscribe, like, comment, all that. No matter what happens, though, whether the Texans win, lose, or whatever, when it comes to this Texan stuff, we are all in this together. Texans players straight off the practice field. Check me out. Show starts in a couple hours, 10 Central on Sports Radio 610. We're all in this together. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the Locker Room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey. Locker Room. Yeah, we in the locker room. Texas